Alright guys, welcome back to Arm Wrestling Nation. Today we discuss the 95 kilogram class and who we believe are the top 10 arm wrestlers in the super match format at this time. Starting with number 10, Adam Warzinski. Adam Warzinski is a top-ranked puller here in North America. I don't think most people knew who he was until he beat Božidar Simonov in East versus West last year. Obviously, Božidar is a multiple-time WAF and European World Champion. So Adam defeating him was a huge surprise for most people. Even though that Božidar was giving up a few kilograms to Adam, that was still a huge victory. Number 9, we have Craig Tullier. Craig Tullier is also another North American puller. He has defeated Adam recently when they pulled. That's why I put him the notch above Adam. Craig Tullier has been dominant for a long time. He's very an explosive puller. His second hit is one of the best hits in the game as far as explosion. Craig Tullier's last European matches, I think he lost to David Shamushia for the 85 kilogram title at East versus West a few pay-per-views back. I do believe, though, that Craig Tullier is a top-level puller, probably is definitely top 10 in the 95 kilogram class. We'd still like to see a lot of other matchups to be sure. And then for number 8, speaking of that, is David Shamushia. He currently is the 85 kilogram East versus West champion. He's defended the belt at least 5-6 times. I put him on this list because he obviously fought with Paul Lynn, who's higher on this list, and had a war. It was a 5-round war that he had with Paul Lynn. Obviously, he defeated Craig Tullier, so I would put him on this list above Craig and Adam. David is just amazing. Another Georgian that gets to train with the best in the world. Again, he's been undefeated at the 85 kilogram class at East versus West, and I do believe he's top 10 in the 95 kilogram class. Number 7, Bacho Saginishvili. Bacho, as you see in this picture, defeated Adam Warzinski handily. It was a crush, 3-0, a few pay-per-views back at East versus West. Bacho is only 19 years old. He's an absolute phenom, and Bacho is the cousin of one Levon Saginishvili. He has those Saginishvili genes, so Bacho definitely is going to be a superstar for a long time to come. He has an amazing hand, super powerful biceps. You see pictures of him already curling 100 kilograms. Bacho is definitely going to be one of the futures of the sport that should be around for a long, long time. And we look forward to seeing any future matchups that we have with him going forward. Number 6, Rustam Babayev. Rustam is an absolute legend. Rustam, obviously, in his heyday would be number 1 on this list, no doubt. I do believe that he's still coming off of injury. I do believe that if Rustam wants to get back in his premier shape like you see in a picture like this, there's nobody on this list that he couldn't defeat. Rustam is an absolute legend, a powerhouse. He has one of the best inside games in the world. Again, I just think that he's recovering from injury, and we'll see how much he actually wants to get back to his top form, but definitely a legend I want to see around for a long, long time. Number 5, Paul Lynn. Paul Lynn is relatively new to the scene. He's a North American puller that has been doing it for about 5 to 6 years. As you see in that picture, Paul Lynn is absolutely jacked. He's a total specimen. Used to almost be a pro-level football player in America. He's got a very good mix of a game. He has a solid hook, and he also has a very good top roll. Paul Lynn is obviously still a young arm wrestler comparison to most of the people on this list as far as his experience years. I think Paul's like 42, but definitely has a bright future. We should see Paul in this division for a long time near the top. Number 4, the GOAT, John Brzenk. Let's be honest, John, if he was in his heyday or still trained or wasn't injured in any way with his shoulder, would easily be number 1 on almost any category in any list in any league, other than maybe super heavyweight beating Levon now. I mean, what can you say? John has done it all. John is still could be top 5, again, in 95, 105 kilogram class. I wish John would get a little bit healthier. We'd love to see the John Brzenk a little bit of old. I know he's 59, so we may not ever see that same John as we've seen in the past. He does have a continuing shoulder issue that's been plaguing him, so let's hope that John gets past that. Let's just hope that we can still see John pull for many years, because obviously he's my favorite arm wrestler. I'd love to see him for a long time. Number 3, Irakli Zarakishvili. Irakli is a training partner of Levon and another Georgian. He has world-level bicep strength for his size. There's many videos of him curling almost the same weight as Levon for just being 100 kilograms. And as you see in this picture, when he was there in Dubai with Larry Wheels and Levon, he was defeating Larry in bicep curls, and he was keeping up with Levon. I mean, 150 kilogram bicep curl is just ridiculous, absolutely phenomenal. Irakli is a powerhouse for his size. He's pound for pound one of the strongest guys. Because remember, Levon is like double his weight. So for him to be curling like the same weight as Levon is just absolutely phenomenal. We should see him for a long time. Number 2, Sasha Andreev. Sasha currently is a 95 kilogram East versus West champion. Sasha is a powerhouse, multiple-time European and WAF world champion, has one of the best inside games and hooks in the world. Sasha's not a big guy. He's only about 5'4", but he has very, very long levers for his size, so he promotes a challenge to almost anybody that he faces. Super powerful guy, pound for pound, one of the strongest people in the arm wrestling league. I do believe you'll see him near the top of this list for many, many years to come. I believe Sasha's only 26 or 27, so he's not very old. He should be around for a long, long time. And number 1, Todd Hutchings, or known as Toddzilla. Todd is an amazing puller, 57 years old from North America. Absolutely dominant. Just, he's getting better and better and better. Now, I know some people on the list may say, well, Sasha Andreev is a 95 kilogram East versus West champion, and Todd did just lose to David Dedekian at the 105 kilogram class, even though he did beat Unger Bayev handily. Although that being said, I do believe Todd said on his YouTube channel that if he lost, he'd be willing to go down to 95 kilograms and contend for that belt. And as you see with this picture here, they did pull back in 2019 in Moldova. Todd Hutchings did get the better of Sasha at that time. In fact, I remember Neil Pickup saying on one of his shows that Todd Hutchings beat Sasha, Crossy, and Bojadir back to back in the same practice. Now, granted, I realize it's just practice, but I believe Todd Hutchings and Sasha makes an amazing matchup. 2 incredibly powerful inside pullers. Todd did get the edge versus Sasha when they last pulled, so I give Todd the edge here. I do believe when Todd comes down to this division, he will be the champion or be contending for the championship for a long, long time. Only time will tell, but I do believe this will be a war we see for a very long time. Some other notable arm wrestlers I didn't name that I consider that might have been in the top 10 is, where would somebody like Rob Vidgen Jr., if he actually trained and cut weight, where would he fall? How about something like Alajan Miratov or Artem Tainov, 2 left-handed dominant specialists, but where would they fare on the right hand? I would love to see those kind of matchups as well. I think there's a lot of WAF pullers and pullers from the East that we don't know about that I would love to see jump in the 95 kilogram class and make a lot of noise. I'd love to see where they stack up versus some of the people on this list. But you guys tell me what you think. Tell me in the comment section who you guys think of your top 10 is. What do you guys think of the list? Do you guys think it's terrible? Do you think it's good? Also, coming up here on February 24th, we have another pay-per-view, King of the Table 10. We have a rematch of Vitaly versus Dave. We get to see Reno Masic versus Bacho, the 2 young 19-year-old phenoms going at it. And we also see the debut of Auden Laird versus the Arm Wrestling Whisperer. This should be a very interesting pay-per-view. You guys, please grab your tickets, buy the link, support King of the Table. Thank you guys for everything. Please like and subscribe this video. You guys have a great day.